Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is April 19th. This is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. I'm doing this video during this craziness going on in Boston. Hope everybody in that area stays safe and secure. Alright, let's get on to the search news. First things first. I covered a lot of stories this week about my own site specifically. Last week I told you about how I went ahead and I removed the paid links. I mean, not removed, but no-follow the paid links and then submit a reconsideration request. I told you this week I would go ahead and post those details, and I did. In short, let me give you the history. On April 4th, I submitted a reconsideration request after no following the links. On April 9th, I received a Google response saying I had no manual spam penalty or no manual actions were taking on my website. That obviously somewhat surprised me because I've been selling links, and Google knew about that. But I wasn't so surprised because I noticed my page rank jump up again a couple of weeks before that, and I figured, oh, this is probably a case of the penalty expiring. Now, manual penalties always expire after a certain amount of time, and then they reevaluate the site a few weeks later, and the penalty is reinstituted. So when I emailed Matt Cutts, I asked him if this is the case, and he said yes. He said 21 days ago, from when the actual penalty response was actually received, which was around March 20th or so, my manual penalty was expired. They were actually going to go ahead and reinstitute it and make it much harder, he said, Matt Cutts said. But since you removed or no-followed those links, we are no longer going ahead and add that penalty back. So it was very interesting to see that. I have more details about that on April 16th. Continuing that story, I promised to go ahead and talk about my traffic. And I posted some screenshots. Really, there hasn't been a traffic change since the manual penalty was expired, which was March 20th or so. According to the stats I have, either from Google organic traffic from the Google Analytics charts, I saw a 5.4% increase in traffic overall, but not much. It's not enough to signal any major change. That being said, I also looked at the Google SEO report, which is not always so accurate, and they said I have 78% more impressions, 46% more clicks. My CTR, my click-through rate, is down 17%. My average position, they said, went up 43%. Now again, I'm not exactly sure if that's true or if that's actually going on versus like the normal reports, but according to my normal reports, there's only a 5% increase in organic traffic from Google. Now a lot of that, since I'm a news site, could actually be somewhat skewed, so it's hard to tell exactly. But overall, I don't think I'm getting much more traffic since the penalty has been lifted, but it might take more time. Google had an EU settlement with the European Union, basically saying that they will do three things. One is clearly, this is again a mandate that Google agreed to in the European Union. I don't know if it's going to be happening in the US. I don't know when it's going to happen exactly, but they promised they will clearly label Google's own results in the organic results as Google results. They will add more competitive links in certain situations, and they will make sure third parties go ahead and validate this in the future. So that's something coming soon based off a settlement with the EU. Google's John Mueller went ahead and talked about this morning. I said it's good practice to include the URLs that you are either requesting webmasters to remove from your site or that you actually had removed in your Disavow file. So if you go ahead and you know you have a manual penalty, you think you have a manual penalty, before you submit a reconsideration request, and you know there's certain links that shouldn't be there, include them in your Disavow, even if you go ahead and request that they be removed. I have more details about that this morning on seroundtable.com, April 19th. Google's Matt Cutts said something interesting also. He said if you're going to push hundreds of thousands of new pages to your website, make sure to do it slowly, otherwise it might raise a red flag. It might require or might encourage Google to actually send a manual review, a human Googler to actually look at your website. Now, I believe, he also said that basically it's very hard to actually create hundreds of thousands of unique pages overnight. Truth is, you could be working on a website or a new section of your website for months and months and then release that. I never thought that if you go ahead and create these sections that you should release them slowly. You can if you want. Matt Cutts recommends it. But if it's quality content and unique content and you're not worried about it, then release it all. Who cares if a Googler, a manual Google person looks at your website, unless you have something to hide. So again, if it's legit, leave it. I'm surprised he didn't say that. Who cares? Again, who cares if it's good content if somebody at Google actually looks at it? Bing seems to begin testing limited results on a page. So we covered this a while back. Google has been testing 5 to 10 results on a page. Some people are now seeing Bing test 5 results on a page again. Google's Sub-Sitelinks, not site links, but Sub-Sitelinks are actually being spotted on mobile devices. I'll post a screenshot. Google operating system found it first, but more and more people using Google Mobile is actually spotting this. And Google actually mentioned this, actually had this in Google Webmaster Tools years and years ago, and they also mentioned it several months ago about Sub-Sitelinks, but we've never seen it out in the wild. I posted a poll, basically Define Media Group, Marshall Simmons, went ahead and posted something, not him himself, one of his people, posted something showing that there's a 63% drop in Google image traffic to your website overall in the 80-something sites he actually did a study on. He said in some verticals it's actually higher than that, up to 78%. We've done some reports based on some people posting their own charts, up to 80-something% declines in Google image traffic. I think my site alone had about a 50% drop in traffic from Google image search. Whatever that might be the case, this is since the Google image update in January. I posted a poll asking people if that's legit, if you actually are seeing that. If so, are you actually go ahead and block Google image search traffic? Currently about 38% said no, they're not. Another 32% said they're going to block it or they already blocked Google image search. So it's interesting to see. Take that poll April 18th at SEOroundtable.com. It's interesting. So a few months ago, we went ahead and wrote about a patent that Google released saying that they sometimes change the search results to see how SEOs or webmasters react to those changes to see if they're actually trying to spam the search results. And there was a post in Webmaster Rules saying, hey guys, step back. Don't be so quick to make changes. You see the search results change, step back. Google maybe wants you to overreact. Maybe they want you to actually overreact and make changes. So don't do that. Relax. Wait a little bit, see what happens. Don't overreact and take your stride. Obviously, that's hard when you lose all your rankings in one day, but maybe give it a few days and see what happens. Google's publishing new AdSense terms and conditions. They're going to be going live April 23rd, and you'll have 30 days to approve them, or accept them, or agree to them. If you don't, I guess you can't use the Google AdSense program. Google didn't document exactly what's changed, but they said there's changes throughout the whole document. 2 major changes, they said, was to make it more in line with Google's general terms and conditions, and 2 is to make it work more with the AdMob mobile SDK. Google's affiliate network is shutting down once again. Everybody's reporting Google affiliate network shutting down, but it actually happened before. In September 2010, in June 2008, they first closed it. They had an affiliate program back then. They closed it, reopened it up in September 2010. So it closed in 2008, opened up again in 2010. Now it's closing down again in 2013. So it's happening again. Google reported earnings last night. On the SEO or search marketing side, paid clicks were up. The number of paid clicks were up 20%, and the cost per click actually decreased 4%. So obviously more paid clicks, less revenue per click. Overall, they earned about $14 billion in revenue, and their income was about $3.5 billion or so for that quarter. All this stuff is coming out of Google Glass. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get mine. I'm part of the 8,000 that should be getting it eventually. I don't know exactly when. When I get it, I'll probably be wearing it. Anyway, they have a lot of documentations out there now. You can actually access help documentation on how to use it. We posted some pictures of people actually wearing it for the first time, picking it up for the first time, and unboxing. And we actually posted some reviews and first impressions from people. Anyway, that covers the Search Buzz video recap. Again, hope everybody's safe who's in the Boston area. And today again is, I believe, April 19th. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next. For more news on search, SEOroundtable.com. Bye.